On September 26, 1983, during one of the most dangerous phases of the Cold War, the world unknowingly approached the brink of nuclear annihilation. The incident did not unfold in public view, nor was it accompanied by explosions or official declarations. Instead, it occurred in total secrecy inside a Soviet military bunker near Moscow. That night, the Soviet early warning radar system reported the launch of a U.S. intercontinental ballistic missile aimed directly at Soviet territory. Within seconds, the system registered 4 additional launches. According to Soviet nuclear doctrine, such a detection could justify an immediate retaliatory strike. The global balance of power now depended on the judgment of a single officer on duty. At the time, relations between the United States and the Soviet Union were severely strained. NATO's double-track decision, approved in 1979, had led to the planned deployment of Pershing II nuclear missiles in Western Europe. These weapons were capable of striking targets deep within Soviet territory in less than 10 minutes, leaving virtually no reaction time. In parallel, the United States carried out repeated psychological and military operations, including naval maneuvers near Soviet waters and frequent bomber flights approaching Soviet airspace before turning back at the last moment. These actions were interpreted by Soviet leadership as potential rehearsals for a real nuclear first strike. By 1981, fear had escalated into obsession within the Soviet system. Intelligence reports from the KGB suggested that the United States might be preparing a surprise nuclear attack. This belief led to the launch of Operation Ryan, a massive intelligence effort designed to detect any signs of an imminent American strike. Soviet agents worldwide monitored military movements, logistical behavior, and even routine administrative actions. The leadership, including Yuri Andropov, viewed history through the lens of 1941, when the Soviet Union had been caught unprepared by Nazi Germany. This mindset made the system extremely vulnerable to misinterpretation and error. Tensions escalated further on September 1, 1983, when Soviet air defenses shot down Korean Airlines Flight 007 after it entered Soviet airspace. All 269 people on board were killed, including U.S. citizens and a member of Congress. The incident provoked international outrage and deepened the crisis between the superpowers. According to nuclear strategy experts, by late September the Soviet Union was in a state of heightened alert, prepared to respond rapidly to any perceived threat. The entire system was tense, nervous, and primed for retaliation even in the absence of absolute certainty. Against this backdrop, Lieutenant Colonel Stanislav Petrov was on duty at the Serpukhov 15 bunker, the command center of the Soviet satellite-based early warning system known as OKO. His responsibility was to monitor satellite data and report immediately if a nuclear attack was detected. Soviet strategy followed the principle of launch on warning, meaning a retaliatory strike could be ordered before incoming missiles reached their targets. Shortly after midnight, alarms sounded in the bunker. The computer system reported a missile launch from the United States. The warning lights turned red, signaling maximum threat level. Moments later, the system detected 4 additional missiles, all reportedly heading towards Soviet territory. The protocol was clear: Petrov was expected to inform his superiors immediately. That report could have set in motion an automatic chain of decisions leading to nuclear retaliation against the United States and NATO allies. The pressure was immense. Petrov understood that failure to report a real attack could leave the Soviet Union defenseless. Yet he also knew that reporting a false alarm could unleash a catastrophic and irreversible war. With minutes to decide, he chose to analyze the situation rather than react blindly. Petrov questioned the credibility of the alert. From his training and experience, he believed a genuine U.S. first strike would involve hundreds, not just 5 missiles, intended to disable Soviet retaliation capabilities. He also knew that the OKO system was new and had previously demonstrated reliability issues. Crucially, ground-based radar systems had detected no incoming objects beyond the horizon. Despite lacking absolute proof, Petrov classified the alert as a system malfunction. He decided not to escalate the warning up the chain of command, fully aware that he was acting against standard procedure. The following minutes were filled with intense silence. No impacts were reported. No detonations occurred. The supposed missiles never arrived. Later investigations confirmed that the alarm had been false, caused by a rare alignment of sunlight reflecting off high-altitude clouds and confusing the satellite sensors. The system mistook these reflections for missile launches. This technical flaw was later corrected by cross-referencing satellite data. Had Petrov reported the alert as real, it could have reached a leadership already conditioned to expect an American attack, potentially triggering a full-scale nuclear response. Today, historians and nuclear strategy experts widely agree that September 26, 1983, represents one of the closest calls in human history. Many believe it was the moment when an accidental nuclear war was narrowly avoided. Stanislav Petrov did not act as a hero seeking recognition. He acted as an engineer, a soldier, and a human being who trusted logic over fear. His quiet decision, made in isolation and under unimaginable pressure, may have saved millions of lives. And possibly the world itself.